light heavyweight champion.
I apologize, Daniel.
No,
kind of. Because I watched John Jones beat the fuck out of him.
Well, he didn't beat the fuck out of him, but he beat him.
I disagree. He broke him.
He won. He definitely won.
He broke him.
When is that fight happening?
April 23rd, I think.
There's already billboards for it.
Yeah.
Tickets on sale now.
What you calling that?
John Jones, motivated and in shape, powerlifting, is a dangerous motherfucker. But how much of this is BS? You know, we don't
Perfect.
know.
So he's bigger, stronger, faster with time off, and he already beat him before.
Well, also, it seems like he's on the straight and narrow, and he's training all the time. I want to know
because he's posting to Instagram.
But this is why I think it's. I mean, I don't know, because Arlovsky. This is the only reason why I question it at all. Arlovsky said he's never in the gym. Arlovsky, you know, might just not like.
Who's
him.
this? This is John Jones?
Yeah.
When did he say that?
Recently. They might be coming at different times. Or Arlovsky might have been quoted, but it might have been an older quote. You know, he might have been, you know, talking about 6 months ago.
Well,
or
all I know is
ago.
John with no camp doesn't fucking matter. This dude's beating people the fuck up.
Well, John in shape and motivated.
Scary.
You know, it's interesting. One of the things that he said that I think was really honest and intense. He said he used to always give himself an excuse for losing. So, like, if I lost, I'd be like, well, I didn't even really train.
Yeah.
Wait till I train. And then, but he kept winning. You know, and he was saying that this fight, he's not doing that. And this fight, he is, like, in some serious shape. The powerlifting shit is no joke, man. When you're watching him do all that powerlifting.
Didn't he deadlift something like 500 pounds?
Whatever it is, a lot. But it's the point is, his body has obviously changed. Like, he's been putting some serious work in. There's no doubt about it. You can see the physical results in his body.
He's bigger. I don't, and I love DC. You know this, DC. I love him. I've worked with him a ton. I just don't see DC having the skills to beat him. I don't see it happening.
What would DC have to do differently? Because he'd have to do something different.
Well, train with Kane. That's the big one.
He's out.
But Kane is injured.
Exactly.
I mean, obviously, Kane. Yeah, but Kane
doesn't matter.
Kane was a big part of his training camp, and Kane, like having Kane as. Click on that fucking video of him kicking. Go to that one right there. Let me see that. Let me see this.
Look how jacked he is.
Yeah, he's in some serious shape. I want to see his kicks, because that's a big part of his game, man.
God, dog.
I can help him with that.
He's moving his front foot first. I'm going to have to talk to him about
That's what you're supposed to do, dummy.
You gotta step out, man.
You don't have to. You can just turn your shoulders.
Well, no, you turn your fucking front foot, man. Don't ever,
You can turn your shoulders.
Don't ever give me
You
kicking
don't have to
advice.
because I can see you there.
You don't know what you're talking about.
I do know what it's talking. I use it all the time.
No, you
just
turn your front foot first. It's the most important part of it. You keep your body exactly the same.
Or you pivot on that foot when you go up on your heel, and you can get a lot of power with
You
your
guys don't want to
shoulders.
have a kickoff.
I will 100% show
2016
you on the back. Please let me show you
JRE
on the back what I
kickoff.
mean. You'll see.
We'll go in the back after
We
this.
sure are.
Oh, damn.
He definitely could do this better, but what's important is that, yeah.
Who's gonna? I'm telling you, I just don't see. I don't. We know what DC brings: that crazy, relentless pace, boxing, wrestling.
Yeah.
What's he gonna do? Start kicking? What's he gonna do different? I'd love to hear it. And I love DC, but
we don't know how much of all the shit talking and the emotions and all that stuff played a factor in his preparation and his execution during the fight. We don't know. We won't know until we see them go at it again. We don't know how much of a factor Kane would play, because Kane's not in his camp right now, because Kane got injured training for Fabrizio.
So he's not there again.
Not
so
there
toss
again.
That out.
And Kane had fucking back surgery, which is some serious shit. He had a chunk of his disc removed.
Poor dude.
Yeah.
I just can't believe that John Jones took Daniel down
twice.
In
the first round.
Double leg, right? I mean,
he took him down the first round.
I never would have thought that was possible.
Yeah, John's
That's
an
how
animal.
strong he is, too.
He's very good.
Like Frank Mir said, he's like wrestling with John Jones. Nobody realizes how strong, and so did.
I would assume he's stronger now.
He's so crazy strong. I don't know if it's leverage, but
it's all the above. He's also been
Chael
wrestling.
Sonnen said the
his
same
whole
thing.
Also a
life.
JUCO national champ.
Yeah.
He's also
He
a
knows what he's
fucking
doing.
nightmare.
Didn't he cradle Ryan Bader? Didn't he cradle him? Was it Bader? He did that too, where he just put him in a cradle and just.
He beat the shit out of Ryan.
I mean,
He literally beat the shit.
Didn't beat the
what?
shit out of the way Rumble did. That was terrifying.
Yeah.
Rumble's terrifying. He scares me more than
I want to
anybody.
see Rumble fight John Jones. That's
but
going to be.
it's whether or not Rumble can continue that sort of.
You don't think Jones
attack
takes him down?
deep into the second,
You're
third,
fucking
fourth
crazy.
round?
People are gonna figure it out. They already have figured it out.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
not-
Daniel did.
Yeah.
You drag
Daniel
him to
figured
later
it out.
round. You avoid the big punch, drag him to later rounds.
Can a
John's
guy
a technician.
change? Can a guy like him? can a guy like Rumble change? He's obviously changed and gotten way better in the avoiding the weight cut and becoming a real natural 205 pounder. Can he change in far as like not being able to be broken the way DC broke him, the way Josh Koscheck broke him, the way Vitor Belfort broke him? I don't think you're born with it, but it's a part of your personality. So whether or not you allow your mind to go down those
sports
paths,
psychologists could probably help you, right?
I disagree.
Maybe. Is it possible?
I don't think so.
There have been
Impossible.
examples.
But hold on a second.
Who's been broke?
But how can you say it's not possible? Because it's mental. If it's mental, it's most certainly possible.
You don't think it's a personality trait?
It's not possible for me to win the high jump. I don't have
That's
it.
physically impossible.
Right.
Now,
so
let's say
for him though, it's a mind issue. Well, why couldn't a man adjust the way he looks at the world? Isn't it possible that you could, through a rigorous, disciplined, like very focused attempt to change the way you approach various scenarios and dilemmas, isn't it possible that you could change your thinking? And wouldn't that be more likely that you could become more mentally tough than it would be that you would be like this physical freak?
Because it's a physical thing, and cardio brings out the weakness in people. So what are you going to do? You're going to put them through these crazy cardio challenges and have a mental coach there? Now, here's the point where you usually break. Let's keep going.
Well, here's what I think. First of all, I don't think he did nearly enough grappling before. I think that was a big part of the issue. Was he was getting mad dogged by a guy who is an Olympic caliber wrestler in Daniel Cormier. He was just ragging him around.
Oh, no, he did. I bet he did crazy wrestling.
Nope. I know he didn't. Now he's got Neil Melanson, who's a fucking giant. Neil Melanson's
one of the best in the world.
Fantastic
grappling coaches in the world.
Grappler.
Might be the best.
Deep knowledge of submissions. Also a lot of catch. He's very knowledgeable about catch wrestling and jiu-jitsu, but he also understands big man jiu-jitsu. He's a big motherfucker. And if you're rolling with that guy, I guarantee you're spending some time on your back.
He gave Randy Couture his black belt. He's Randy Couture's coach forever.
What's his name? Neil Melanson. He's a stud. This is how fucking crazy Neil Melanson. You ready for this? Neil Melanson had a broken toe. They said, Neil, you're going to have to be off the mats for 6 months. He goes, cut it off.
He's the Ronnie Lott.
Ronnie Lott did that, yeah.
Yes.
Dude, he had his toe cut off so he could keep rolling.
Oh, no.
Come on, son.
Going back
to
mental fortitude.
Going back to the mental
Decisions.
thing, with a mental coach, man, I think sometimes there's just, I don't know, man. I think some people, it's just in their DNA. They just break easier than others.
I don't think it's a DNA issue. What I think it is it being a big, strong, tough guy and being used to being the hammer. And then when you're the nail, you can't handle it and you fall apart because you're unaccustomed to it. Rather than a guy like, here's a good example, Darren Elkins. You can hit that motherfucker with a baseball bat and he keeps coming forward. He's used to getting beat on. He's not a big guy. He's a tough guy.
John Jones isn't, though. And look at him with Gustafsson.
John Jones is a stud.
Barely trained, was getting beat up.
John Jones has two big brothers, and his bigger brother beat his ass all through his life, and I think he's accustomed to getting his ass beat by his big brother. I think his brother Arthur did him a fantastic service in being bigger and kicking his ass.
That helps for sure.
Fuck yeah, it does.
That helps.
I think it goes in two ways. Either you're born with it, like you said, or some, traumatic event in your life that maybe has something to do with it, maybe it doesn't, but it switches on that quit in your mind and your body. Some of it's just mental, some of it's physical. Your body gives out, or your brain gives out. I think there's multiple ways to look at it. Obviously, Vinny Shorman could fix him.
Yeah, Vinny Shorman's a hypnotist.
Shout out to my mind coach, Vinny.
Yeah.
But
that's what he calls himself, mind coach.
I think it can definitely be a learned behavior.